Welcome to the program. The High Court in Nairobi has issued another arrest warrant against Interior Principal Secretary Mutie Iringo. Justice George Odunga has ordered Inspector General David Kimayo to arrest Mutie Iringo for failing to appear in court. The PS has been called to appear in court to explain why the Interior Ministry has not paid a Tanzanian trader who had been awarded 31.5 million shillings by the court. In June, the court summoned Iringo after the trader James Coroso complained that the PS was not honoring orders to appear in court. James Coroso won the award against the Interior Ministry in 2008 as compensation for wrongful arrest and charges of robbery with violence. Coroso was acquitted of the charges way back in 1995. Back to the country, Kikuyu elders have today made a prayer at the Uhuru Park grounds to cleanse it ahead of the code rally on Monday. They say that theirs was a prayer not only to bless the grounds, but also to ask for God's peace during and after the Saba Saba Rally. The elders were in rags and smeared their faces with ashes as a sign of humbling themselves before God.
Ngai wa Kirinyaga, Ngai wa bũrũri witũ, tũgathi kũhoya ngai cia ndũrĩrĩ tirĩ ndĩrandĩka ona harĩa ngai icio ciaruo. Baba mwene hinya wothe we wombire indo iria tuonaga na iria tũtonaga, Ngai Baba tũiguĩre tha tũikũrũkĩrie kĩrathimo kau nĩkĩo tũrenda gĩũke haha.
Unafunja kibuyu cha kwanza ni kujitayarisha kupeleka maombi huko. Kikivunjika cha saba basi umefika huko. Sasa munasema nyinyi na sisi tuelekeze maombi yetu kwa Mungu.
And still on Saba Saba, former Mungiki leader Maina Njenga says he will attend the Saba Saba Rally to be held by CORD on Monday. Maina says the meeting is important as it is meant to discuss important issues affecting Kenyans such as insecurity, the high cost of living. Speaking at his residence in Kitengela, Maina refuted claims that CORD is involved in engaging Mungiki to cause mayhem.
Hawezi kusema ya kwamba wewe kama waziri wa internal security nimekutana na watu wanadikuritiwa na opposition na hawa watu wanadikuritiwa na opposition nimewaacha, instead nimekuja kutangaza kanisani ya kwamba kuna wale watu. Sasa hiyo ni mambo hayaeleweki. Sisi wenyewe hatutaki kuona vikundi kama hivyo. Wale kama kuna watu wa Mungiki ambao wameanza kutokea, Ole Lenku anafaa kutueleza hata sisi tuwajue, kwa sababu vijana wote wameshabadilika. Kwa wale watu ambao wamesema wanataka kwenda Saba Saba, wako na uhuru wa kwenda Saba Saba, kwa sababu nchi ya Kenya sisi zote tuna tofauti ya maoni. Kuna wale wanaona wakienda Uhuru Park watasikizwa.
Westlands Member of Parliament Timothy Wanyonyi said Kenyans will exercise the democratic right of assembly at the Saba Saba Rally and urged people to maintain peace and order during the rally. He maintains that the government needs to stop taking the opposition for granted.
We have to oversight. We have to tell them where the problem is. It's upon them to look for solutions. But if they want to get solutions, then they must sit with us and engage us, and then we can tell them. And once we tell you the problem, then you can look for solutions. That the ones who have the machinery to deal with these issues, they have the government machinery. That's why we are giving them money. We are passing the budget for them to use in operation. They have the intelligence under their care. They have everything. So as opposition, we don't have to offer them any solution.
Right, so the word on everyone's mouth is Saba Saba, but the question really is, What exactly do you know about Saba Saba? Were you even there when the Saba Saba started? And what are your memories of Saba Saba? So here's a look at what exactly Saba Saba means.
I know that there are people who lost their lives then. There are people who lost their businesses from looting and stuff. And but it also helped in a way, because Section 2A was repealed and there was multi-party democracy. There was multi-partyism, which was not there because we were in a one-party state. But I think it took a lot of sacrifice from those who started it, and it bore a lot of fruit, because the democratic space we are enjoying and the freedoms that we are enjoying are as a result of those bold steps that were taken by people who said we have to do something for our country.
The idea was good, but it was not good. The matokeo was not good. People were beaten, they were harassed. I should not even want to test that kind of a thing again.
My parents told me that Saba Saba was horrible, because so many people died, so many people were displaced, and so many people left their homes just because of Saba Saba. So we are worried of the coming Saba Saba. How will it be?
The Saba Saba that we are actually, looking forward to see, it doesn't make a lot of sense, because you see, at that time, at least the country was getting liberated from the single party to multi-partyism. But right now, we have a government that is actually in place. It has been elected by the people, and unless we have other things.
So that's what Kenyans feel or understand what Saba Saba was. And 25 years ago, it was indeed a struggle for the second liberation. But on Monday, we'll have another Saba Saba, you have your say. Moving on to other matters, the Ministry of Devolution and Planning that was is spearheading efforts to resolve the standoff over house and hardship allowances for civil servants will constitute a committee to look into the matter. Cabinet Secretary for Devolution Anne Waiguru says the government recognizes that the issues raised were valid and wants them addressed. The committee is expected to finalize their proposals within the next 3 weeks. The Union of Kenya Civil Servants Secretary General Tom Odege reminded civil servants that Monday is not a public holiday.
When you look at house allowance, was last reviewed in the year 2001. That's around 13 years down the line. When we talk of hardship allowance, it was awarded in the year 1972, and we have not seen any review on the same. So when you look at those two allowances and how they are being paid in the public service, they are not paid uniformly in the public service, and civil servants are disadvantaged.
And we have agreed that that matter needs to be looked into so that they can be supported, and through that, it is the wish of PSC to see that our public servants are motivated and to make public service more efficient, more effective.
Ours too is to ensure there is a facilitation, because for this country to grow, we need an environment that is conducive for all parties to play, including the private sector. And we are saying for that to happen, our civil service, who are the soldiers on the ground, need to be facilitated, need to be motivated, and indeed this falls within one of our key principles as SRC, of ensuring that we attract and retain the skills required to deliver the service to the people.
The purpose of this committee will be to review house and hardship allowances in the civil service and submit a proposal to the government within the next 3 weeks. The committee is expected to advise on the modalities of addressing these issues expeditiously.
Elsewhere, a cloud of anxiety hangs over the Solio settlement scheme as residents continue to force their way into the privately owned ranch to feed their livestock. The residents say drought has hit them hard, but the animals can get pasture inside the ranch. Here is Karon Derry, who visited the Solio Ranch.
Residents of the Solio settlement scheme in Laikipia invaded the expensive privately owned Solio Ranch, demanding a share of the pasture for thousands of their livestock. The agitated residents said they would not sit by and watch their livestock perish from hunger as the grass on their farms had dried up, yet there was plenty of it at the ranch to feed the close to 5,000 livestock from 3 villages.
Tuko shida nyasi ya ng'ombe, na vile vile tunaona ng'ombe yetu imekufa kabisa kutoka hapa Solio wakati tulipatiwa machamba.
Machamba ile tulipatiwa ni kidogo, tunalisha mpaka inakuwa mchanga mtupu. Sasa ng'ombe hata buzi haoni kitu ya kukula.
This is the situation at the Solio Village 3. Scorched parcels of land, the earth stripped bare. The drought has hit them hard. Many residents keep livestock as the semi-aridity of the region cannot support crop farming. The drying up of the little vegetation here spells doom for the cattle, their main source of livelihood. The little water there is sourced from a borehole.
Sasa tukaona wacha tulete kwa sababu hii mang'ombe yetu itakuisha. Sasa tukalete, msugu akatukuta hapa. Hata mimi mwenyewe ndio niliogea na yeye, msugu alikuwa hapo mrefu, akaenda akaogea na mwingine. Sasa tukapewa masaa mpaka saa 11 hapo ndio tulikuwa tunauliza.
They say it is this desperation that has pushed them to invade the privately owned ranch despite protests from the ranch owner. The residents say they will not let their cattle starve.
Alikuja hapo na ndege na ataondoka na ndege. Hawezi kufunga sisi tauri ya nyazi. Sisi kwa haja leo hata kesho tutaingia mpaka mvua ifike.
Tunafujo na yote na hakuna siasa na yote. Na sisi hakuna ukabila wa mzungu au nani. Lakini ile shida tuko naye ni sasa tulidiane sisi wote mzungu na sisi tusaidiane. Ujirani mwema.
They insist the ranch owner should be prepared to put with them or confront them for as long as the drought lasts. Residents of Solio settlement scheme are evictees of the Mount Kenya and Aberdare forests who are resettled here after leaving the forests. It is also a conservation zone that has many rhinos and other wild animals, hence the run-ins with the authorities and poachers. The residents hope that the ranch owner will relent and allow them to feed their livestock here as they claim the land is bare and no harm is done to it anyway. Well, the farmers are emphatic that nothing will deter them from bringing their hungry livestock here at the Solio Ranch, where there is pasture for their animals and none in their farms. And it seems that the debacle will continue for the duration of the dry spell. Carol Derikatian, Solio Ranch.
Right, let's have some good news now. And construction for the Spinal Injury Rehabilitation and Trauma Center received a major boost today after the Manu Chandaria Foundation donated 30 million Kenyan shillings towards setting up the center. Speaking while receiving the check for the donation, Executive Director for Kenya Paraplegic Organization, Tim Wanyonyi, expressed his optimism for what he said will be a ray of hope to many Kenyans suffering from spinal cord injuries.
The Chandaria Foundation has accepted to be one of our partners. And today, as we have come here to receive that support that is going to enable us to proceed with the construction, which is ongoing. And maybe in a short while, we will invite you to go and see how much work we have done there.
The purpose of the center is to make it affordable and accessible to Kenyans as well as people in the region. Mind you, you were told that this will be the only center in East and Central Africa of its kind.
87 disabled persons in Kisii were among the first to benefit from the new round of the Kenya Niko Fiti campaign. The second phase of the campaign, which is touring Western region, revived hope for many persons with disabilities at the Kisii Referral Hospital by gifting them with assistive devices. Kisii County Committee member for Health Sarah Omache, who was in attendance at the distribution ceremony, applauded the initiative for changing the lives of persons with disabilities through social and medical rehabilitation. Dr. Jeffrey Otomu, the Kisii County Director for Health, urged members of the public to register family members who are physically disabled so that they could receive assistive devices. This year, the Kenya Reinsurance Corporation is planning to assist more than 700 people. The campaign reached last year. Beneficiaries said they felt encouraged and hopeful for a better future. The Niko Fiti team is today in Busia County. The Kenya Reinsurance Corporation has partnered with the Association of Persons with Disabilities of Kenya and the Standard Group in aid identification and assisting of persons with disabilities.
Through APDK's nationwide distribution, they are able to know who are the people who are disabled in the rural areas and everywhere in Kenya. And from that database, they are able to assess their needs, fit them with a particular device, produce it, and then we come here for distribution as Kenya Re. So as Kenya Re, we finance the entire process. And once they get this device, we do follow-up monitoring and evaluation through APDK branch officials. And also as Kenya Re, we come back to assess whether the device has had an impact on the beneficiary.